Once again, you are welcome to the Guru on Air, a Godwin the Khaki show known as the Guru on Air. It's the YouTube channel named Godwin the Guru. Like as I said earlier on when we started the last episode, I mentioned the website www.godwintheguru.com. And of course, we spoke about the budget proposal of 2022 for FIRS, that is Federal Inland Revenue Services, as presented to the National Assembly by the President. Please, let us understand the technicality of budget proposal, budget presentation, and budget itself when it would have been passed into law. Budget proposal is a budget of all MDAs, ministry, department, agency brought together and scrutinized by the Federal Executive Council under the watch of the President or the acting Vice President acting on behalf of the President, and accepted and approved by the Federal Executive Council, and before the President now picks a date, moving the same budget to the National Assembly. It's at that time budget proposal. Then the National Assembly receives it. Then the National Assembly now disseminates the copy of the proposal. It goes round every member, both at the Senate and at the House of Representatives. Then the purpose of this is for the National Assembly to scrutinize the budget to ensure that whatever that is budgeted is well budgeted. It's not overinflated, it's not underinflated, it's not anything like that. That's number one. Number two, to as well check the budget for last year for each ministry, each department, each agency. How did they execute those budgets? So these are the duties. So meaning the National Assembly had a very tremendous responsibility in making sure that the budget that is passed, which will be accepted to by the President before it becomes budget as a law, is thoroughly taken care of. But in the Nigeria case, all things being equal, as we always see, translation from Latin language. But in Nigeria, unfortunately, it is not always, nothing is going equal, except if that thing is a mess within the kingdom or within the clothing or the glamour of corruption. So we talk about the budget proposal of FIRS for this year for coming year 2022, which the President has passed and which the National Assembly is working assiduously to achieve for us. But then, in the last episode, we should not forget, we reminded us that in the year 2019, the same FIR presented to the National Assembly, which was passed, for driver uniform, 160 million, for the total of 850 drivers, the body said it has. And of course, I equally proved it then. I narrated it that investigation showed that as of that time, they had only 480 drivers. But maybe they were in anticipation of increasing the drivers. So let us leave at that. Even at 850 drivers, it came to be that each uniform for each driver ended up 100 or something. I measured it that time. 186 or something thousand. When every money that would have brought the uniform at maximum rate as of that time, when the yard of Khaki was being sold for 500 naira, probably would have just been about 7,000 naira or 8,000 naira, or let us say 10,000 naira. But it ended up by going to 186,000 plus. But this year, let us look at the budget of the same organization. And please, don't forget what I mentioned in the last episode. I said what is happening in FIR is a replica of what happens in all the ministries, all the departments, all the agencies. This is the truth, because as we go on, we might be touching others. Now, this year, 2022, FIRS is to spend 2.8 billion on uniforms. But this year, budget proposal did not tell us the number of drivers they have now. Don't forget, we said 2019 for 850 drivers, which was not the reality, but let us just accept it like that. It was 160 million, which gave uniform of each driver to 180,000 naira for uniform of khaki. This year, it has moved tremendously. It has skyrocketed to 2.8 billion for uniforms of drivers. Maybe they have about 1 million drivers. I don't know this time. 2 million, 3 million, but it's not mentioned. But look at it. And the same organization is going to spend 550 million on meals. Maybe we should go to the economy to ask them how much they used to prepare meals for how many number of people. Board members of FIRS is to collect 370 million sitting allowance. The same organization budgeted 550 million for refreshments, 200 million for sporting activities. It probably represents the National Institute of Sports now in Nigeria. 262.5 million naira for security goods, while 17.8 million naira will be spent on miscellaneous expenses. Let us still look at the matter further. Let me pick it in this manner. Meanwhile, the total budget of the FIRS stands at 228 billion. 228 billion. Surpassing the 2022 budget of the National Assembly, which is 134 billion, and the judiciary, which is 120 billion. The budget of FIRS surpassed that. The FIRS budget surpasses the current 2021 budgets of Abia, Adamawa, Anambra, Bauchi, Benue, Ebonyi, Edo, Ekiti, Enugu, Gombe, Jigawa, Kano, Kebbi, Kogi, Kwara, Nasarawa, Niger, Ondo, Osun, Plateau, Sokoto, Taraba, Yobe, and Zamfara states together. What do you say to that? And there is still another 17.8 billion naira for miscellaneous expenses after all this one. But that's not the real thing. Let us go to what I will call the cocoa of the matter. Let's go to the cocoa of the matter. The cocoa of the matter is this. After budgeting, in this budget we are talking now, after budgeting 1 billion for generator fuel generator, either diesel or what, 1 billion is budgeted for fuel for generator. 250 million for maintenance of same, that is the generators. Maybe maintenance of the generator will include maintenance of fuel. I don't know how fuel could be maintained, but in Nigeria, everything costs to be. Like as I said, the game of abracadabra is well known in Nigeria. After marking out 1 billion for generator fuel and 250 million for maintaining of those generators, another 550 million is a mark for purchasing more generators. If you add this together, how does it make sense? This is the story of the budget proposal of FIRS for this year. The question is this: when FIRS dropped their proposals, budget proposals, was it not looked into by the ministry that is supervising it? Did they not send this thing to the Federal Executive Council? Did they not look at it? If the Federal Executive Council really look at it, why would the President carry this as a proposal to the National Assembly? In subsequent editions of this program, which you will surely enjoy by the grace of God, I will come to show you how Nigerian budgets have been running for the past years, 3 years back. That is, insertion and padding. From the executive, it will be padded. From the National Assembly, it will be inserted. It means it's a game of you rub my back, I rub your back. Can we beat this abracadabra of a country called Nigeria? The question is this: with this type of budgeting, is there any hope for the country called Nigeria? Please let us meet next section for another issue.